It's an emotional day for several families who've been looking for loved ones since the Life Esidemeni tragedy. They're being reunited with their relatives and are joined by eNCA reporter Masego Rahlaga, who is tracking the story for us today. So, Masego, late last year we were told the number of patients who were still unaccounted for was at around 21. How many of those are being reunited today with their loved ones?
Well, Tembegile, it is quite an emotional day for some of these families. 5 patients were found, therefore it means that we have 16 left, which Tembegile is actually quite a huge improvement from where we are last year in January when it was still 55 and the year before it was over 100. So, it's taking really long for the department to eventually find all of these patients, but, there is some improvement with the fact that there's 16 now from where we are in the beginning of last year at 55, now at 16. But also, it's also very encouraging to see some of these families happy to be reunited with their loved ones. But some of them, Tembegile, actually have been reunited with their loved ones since around 2017 or so. If you remember, the moves were done around 2015, 2016. Some of them were already reunited with their loved ones by 2016-17. After hearing about the horrific moves, they immediately went to go fetch their loved ones and had them at home. And that is where we are today in Lenasia. Actually, that family, that's the situation there. But I do have with me Dr. Mare. She is the head of mental health care. Gauteng. Dr. Mare, thank you very much for joining us. You're live on eNCA. Obviously, the first question would be, why did it take so long? After all of this time, we still have patients missing. Although it's 16 years, the number has gone down quite significantly. But why is it taking so long to find all of these patients?
Ma'am, we've been looking for these patients, but since the project, when the patients were taken out of Life Esidemeni, the records was not well kept, and many of the families have moved. So we will actually visit the family and then find out from the neighbors the family has moved. They've also changed their cell numbers, which makes it very hard to find them. We've now gone to Home Affairs and to SASSA in order to find more information of the mental health care users that are still on the list.
And in terms of actually finding them, like you were saying, you got the help of other government counterparts like the Home Affairs and SASSA. What exactly did they have to do to actually come to you with the information that has finally helped us find 5 out of the 21?
We have requested SASSA to check for us on their information whether any of these mental health care users on the unlocated list are receiving grants, of which they then provided us with the newest information, telephone numbers and addresses of the patients. Home Affairs that has checked the status, whether all these mental health care users are alive, and they provided us with more information, which we're now following up.
And of course, with this 16, I'm sure you're hoping very soon you'll be calling us again to say you found all of them up until the last one.
That will be the day for celebration when we find number 1. We're back to Life Esidemeni now for more information around the 16 mental health care users, and we'll definitely invite you again on the day when we find the last mental health care user.
Thank you, Dr. Mare. Well, Tembegile, as you can see there, this is something that the health department had actually also said a number of times, that, their own system, as well as the system at Life Esidemeni, was very badly kept. It's something that was revealed all those years ago and during the arbitration process, that, the actual upkeeping of those files of those patients was very bad. Some of the patients actually were taken to these NGOs, these ill-equipped NGOs, Tembegile, without files or IDs.
eNCA reporter Masego Rahlaga for now. Thank